This video is part of the Erasmus Plus Sport Project Sport Against Match Fixing, and its objective is to raise awareness about the nature of match fixing and the negative impact of this practice on the careers of the athletes.
When I was 20 years old, I was approached by my club to fix matches. Obviously, this was my hometown club, and apart from that, it's something against the sport. Obviously, I turned down the offer. They approached me 3 times, members of my committee and another 2 players, to fix matches. Obviously, I started facing threats because they wanted a certain amount of goals to be scored. Therefore, and they bet money on the outcome of the match. Therefore, when I refused, and obviously some of the matches didn't go through, these people lost a lot of money. So obviously the threats they had become more intensive and more abusive as well, even outside of training or during matches. So I decided to put an end to it by reporting, obviously. It was hard though. At the beginning, I didn't know what to do. I was still 20 years old. At that time, because it was in January, I was undergoing university exams. So my head was also during to concentrate on my exams. So it was a very difficult period for me. Luckily, my family, like I said, have a football background. I spoke with my father first, because my mother used to worry a lot. So I spoke with my father what to do about it, the situation. And that the year before, I have just signed a 3-year contract. And the Bosman ruling wasn't in place in Malta. Therefore, when your contract finishes, still the club who wants to, for example, give you a contract, another club has to pay a certain amount of money. So therefore, I only had 3 options: either stop from football, either report them, or join them. So all decisions were difficult, but I think I chose the best decision to report the case to the authorities. It was a very difficult decision to take. Obviously, like I said, that year we got relegated. The year before, we started with a point deduction. So imagine, as a 20, 21-year-old, you're playing regularly, playing and training with the national team, the under-21 national team, and then all of a sudden you go through this case and to relegations. Imagine, like, mental health-wise, what I have gone through. Then again, yes, okay, people admire me for what I did, but it was not an easy decision and an easy route to take, because at the end of the day, these people that approached me are criminals. They have no intention to increase the potential and the ability of players and stuff like that in the game. They only are there for money and for their personal greed. When I was young, I could have taken much. I could have reported not much earlier, because like I waited 3 consecutive matches to report. Obviously, when you're young, and like I said, I was going through exams and stuff like that, you don't have the knowledge and how things like move in the real world. So yes, I think if I have, for example, reported from the first instance that they have approached me, I think I could have gone through less sort of pain and mental pain. It's not an easy decision to report. However, if you accept once, it's like you got into a cobweb, because the person who approached you once and you accepted the offer, you can tell him no the next time, because he starts threatening you, and that he's going to report you and stuff like that. So I think better take, it's a hard route. I cannot say from my experience it's an easy route, but better to report the case than through accepting the bribe, because money is temporary at the end of the day. And from my experience, on my own experience, I say, okay, I could have made like I don't know how much money from match fixing, but would I sleep well at night? I don't think that any money is too much great for me to, when I go lay down on bed, to sleep good at night.
In case you have been approached or you know someone who has been approached to manipulate a match, report this to your federation. Not reporting can bear serious consequences. Remember that by reporting you are also contributing to the protection of the sport we all love. Project Sport Against Match Fixing is funded by the European Union. Views and opinions expressed are, however, those of the authors only and do not necessarily reflect those of the European Union or Asia. Neither the European Union nor the granting authority can be held responsible for them.